In the last few days, we've had a conversation in this country on the cost of food. The hashtag lower food prices has been in use across various social media platforms. Kenyans are angry, and they should be. From 2013 to date, the cost of a 2-kilogram packet of sifted maize flour has gone up by 18 shillings. The price of 1 kilo of sukuma wiki has increased by 14 shillings. In fact, fresh milk has risen by 41.5%. And the price of electricity that drives the cost of so many other items in this country has increased 56.9%. Now remember, all of these staggering numbers do not always correspond with an increase in salaries and earnings. The hashtag seems to have gone away already, but the problem is as big as it was before the outcry, if not bigger. But just what is ailing agriculture and food production in this country? This might not sound encouraging, but the truth is that lowering food prices cannot be done immediately, not with a snap of a finger. And it cannot happen by the end of August 2022, right after the election is done and a new administration is put at the helm. This is because agriculture depends on so many things, many of which cannot be fixed quickly. One is our land policy. The subdivision of our land into smaller parcels makes large-scale, profitable farming unsustainable. Does a father with 5 children and 10 acres of land really have to subdivide that land into smaller pieces for everyone to inherit? Friends, a quarter acre here, half acre there will not feed Kenya's population that grows at a rate of about 1 million per year. In addition, we need to start to make the connection between consumers and farmers who produce the food. When the price of a bag of unga goes up, we need to understand as consumers the conditions under which the farmer produced the maize. Farmers often spend a large amount of resources on farm inputs. Did you know that 50% of our farmers, particularly those who grow grains such as wheat, depend on fertilizer? In addition, the chemical fertilizers that are used are largely imported, and so when global prices change, it affects farmers. Consider this. Farmers sell a bag of maize at 2,500 shillings, but one bag of DAP fertilizer costs 6,000 shillings. When farmers are making noise about the high cost of fertilizer, they are on their own. Yet this will eventually come to us as consumers. There was no hashtag when the farmers were complaining of this just last year. What's more, experts now tell us that the fertilizers that we've been using have acidified our soils. In fact, we have become over-dependent on pesticides to the extent that they are no longer beneficial. Not to mention the fact that pesticides are not good for the environment. In addition, farmers are not able to grow everything they consume. They themselves are net buyers from the market. 60% of farmers buy from the market more than they sell. So in actual fact, they are not then themselves producers, but consumers. Farmers consistently have a hard time getting good quality certified seeds. And whatever happened to agricultural extension services that was so critical in disseminating information and building the capacity of small-scale farmers? Wouldn't they be so useful now when climate change has led to such erratic weather patterns? How are farmers to know what crop to plant in what season? And by the way, whatever happened to Galana Kulalu project that was to produce 1 billion bags of maize per year? With 166 days to go to the election, whoever takes office in August will have to tell us why our budgets consistently focus on large industrial farming rather than on the small-scale farmers who produce 70% of the food we consume. They will need to tell us why the budgets have always focused on the usual staples like maize, rather than investing in growing our food diversity and indigenous crops that are climate resilient and nutritionally rich. They will have to tell us why pesticides banned in Europe are still in use in Kenya. And it's going to take more than a hashtag, press conferences, and political rallies to lower food prices. We're going to need more than just minor surgery, but rather a total transformation of how we produce our food in this country and at what cost. That is food for thought for the voter and the man or woman who will take over the reins of Kenya in August. That's my take.